Hello everyone, this is Jagrati Soni from Mata Jijabai Government PG Girls College, Moti Tabela, Indore. Today I am going to give a presentation on themes and symbolism in Glass Managerie, and this presentation is guided by Professor Dr. Ashutosh Dubey sir. So now let's begin it. First of all, we will study some points about Tennessee Williams, who is the writer of the play Glass Managerie. Thomas Lanier Williams, it was his full name. He was born on March 26, 1911 in Columbus, Mississippi, US and died on 25th February 1983 at the age of 71 in New York City, US. By occupation, he was a playwright and screenwriter. His years active were 1930 to 1983. The most important two quotes by him are like this: life is partly what we make it and partly what is made by the friends we choose. And second is, life is all memory except for one present moment that goes by you so quickly you hardly catch it going. Now we will study themes of Glass Managerie. There are 8 themes of Glass Managerie and we will study these themes one by one. First is memory. The use, nature and function of memory is dominant theme of in the Glass Managerie. See, Glass Managerie is a memory play. So let's look at some different ways in which memory has been used by the author in the play. Memory as an emotional lens. The audience gets to know the characters and their lives through Tom's memories. Our memories are subject to time, our emotions and our perception of past events. As Tom says in his opening monologue in scene 1, the scene is memory and is therefore non-realistic. Memory takes a lot of poetic license. It omits some details. Others are exaggerated according to the emotional value of the articles it touches. For memory is seated predominantly in the heart. The interior is therefore rather dim and poetic. Next is memory as a means of escape and unhappiness. Memory becomes a hindrance to the characters' unhappiness and robs them of their ability to live in the present. Amanda is plagued by the memories of her near perfect youth, which serve as nothing but a reminder of the stark difference between her past and present circumstances. Memory as nostalgia. The play and its ending are comment on the inevitable presence of nostalgia and the power of memory in our lives. We not only remember things but also carry the baggage of emotions that memory brings with them. So these are the 3 points by which we can understand memory theme in the play. Next theme is familial duty versus individual aspirations. Tom dreams of becoming a merchant seller and travels in search of adventure. He is stuck with a job that he does only to pay the bills. But he is a man stuck between his individual dreams and his family's expectation from him. His mother wants him to be the ideal son and brother and to stay and provide for the family. He feels suffocated and wants to leave, but his mother, sensing that just like his father he will eventually leave, bargains with him to at least stay and get his sister married to a suitable man. Next theme is about escapism. See, we will study escapism theme in the following characters. Like in respect of Amanda, escapism is like this. Amanda finds her escape from reality in talking and thinking about the days of her glory in the past. She clings to her long gone youth, which makes her a figure of ridicule and embarrassment in the eyes of her children. Amanda is unable to accept that she is no longer the southern belle of her youth, surrounded by wealth and suitors who fawn over her. In respect of Laura, escapism is like this. To avoid dealing with reality, Laura clings to her father's music and a few souvenirs from her school, which remind her of Jim. To escape the world of work and business, she escape from reality lies in her collection of Glass Manageries. In respect of Tom, escapism is like this. Tom resorts to escaping reality in physical ways. He escapes the boredom of his job at the shoe factory by looking for adventure in memories, by looking for adventures in the shoe factory, in movies and drinking. He escapes the controlling presence of his mother by going to fire exit and smoking. At last, his final act of escape is to leave. Means escapism theme is the basic and most important theme in the play. We see escapism in the in the character of Amanda, in character of Laura, and in character of Tom also. And ultimately, Tom leaves his house. We see in the play at the end of the play. Next is about the theme of unique and ordinary. Unique versus ordinary. In the play, we see a juxtaposition of the unique and the ordinary by comparing the characters of Jim and Laura. Laura's characters represent the unique, pure, and innocent, which is also symbolized by the unicorn in her Glass Managerie, and the nickname given by Jim, given to her by Jim, that is Blue Roses. The unicorn and blue roses both symbolize rarity as they do not exist in the real world. On the other hand, Jim represents the ordinary outer world. Jim flirts with her and she learns later that he is engaged. Her contact with Jim exposes her to the ways of the world. She realizes that people do not always mean what they say. Contact with Jim reduces some of her purity and uniqueness symbolized by the broken unicorn. So this is the theme of the unique and the ordinary, which is represented by Laura and Jim. Next is gender goals. In the play, we see the fates and struggles of the characters being shaped by the necessity of subscribing to their gender roles. From the beginning of the play till the end, Amanda is in the quest to find a suitable husband for Laura. She must get married because she is a girl, and Tom must hold a job, earn and provide for his family and sister because he is a man. Although we do see Amanda wants Laura to do a typing course and become secretary to become financially independent before marriage. Amanda also tries to earn some money by selling subscriptions. Amanda tells Laura girls that aren't cut out for business careers usually wind up married to some nice man. This we see in scene 3. She forces Laura to look fresh and pretty for her gentleman colleagues, and her understanding of a relationship between a man and woman is extremely orthodox. Laura says, "You make it seem like we are setting a trap." Amanda says, "All pretty girls are a trap, a pretty trap. A man expects them to be." This we see in scene 6. Next is about abandonment. This is also a major theme of Glass Managerie. The act of leaving behind or abandonment, abandoning one's family, is a prominent theme in the play. The play deals with the aftermath and impact of such an act on those who are left behind. Mr. Wingfield's going away leaves the families broken. It renders the children without a father figure. The mother burdened with the responsibility of raising her 2 children and the burden of providing for the family on Tom. The abandonment also deteriorates the economic situation of the family, pushing them into poverty and struggling to make ends meet. So this is the major theme of Glass Managerie, which is abandonment. Next theme is illusion. Illusion is another important theme of the Glass Managerie. The theme is also reflected in the title of the play. The characters make up worlds of their own, which, like Laura's glass animals, are not real. They keep themselves in an illusion made of past memories and dreams, which, like the collection of the glass animals, is too fragile to last and can be broken once reality intrudes. So this is also a play which a theme which is very important and called illusion in the play. Next is shattering. See, shattering is like this. The symbol of shattering glass is used in in two contrasting yet prominent ways in Williams' script. The first time a glass animal is broken corresponds to the shattering of illusion. Tom's angry speech about where he goes at night and the Wingfield's first realization that he will inevitably leave them, but when the unicorn breaks, it is a moment of rare confidence for Laura as she is dancing with Jim. In that case, the breaking of the glass is a breaking of the shell that holds her, and in piercing of a hole in her defenses that welcomes a great amount of pain. So this is a theme of shattering. Next is theme of blue roses. Laura's high school nicknames symbolizes her outcast status, delicate and beautiful as Rose, but often impossible, existent form. This symbolism contrasts with her mother's connection to jonquils or daffodils, a beautiful yet commonplace flower. Laura, the blue rose, is a misfit, something that can't exist in the real world, no matter how lovely it is an idea. This symbol also extends to the glass unicorn, a figure that is also beautiful and impossible and easily broken. Laura, however, is impossibly passive as well, unable to fit into or take initiative in the normal world. No matter how beautiful or delicate she is, the world rejects her and ultimately will leave her all alone, unappreciated. So, this is the theme of Blue Roses. Next slide is about the symbolism in Glass Managerie. See, these are the basically 6 symbols in Glass Managerie, and we will study all these symbols one by one. First symbol is glass animals. The glass animals reveal Laura's multifaceted personality and her fragility. Not only is her leg frail, but so is her self-esteem. Very little is required to break her. A time type test, for example, panics her and causes her to leave school. Her mother and brother see her preoccupation with cleaning and polishing the figurines and as a preference for her illusionary world and a way to avoid a real one. She feels safe with her glass animals as they refract light and illuminate Laura's fragile and beautiful world. When she says to Jim after the unicorn's horns breaks, "I will just imagine he had an operation," they both laughed. The menagerie also represents the fragile nature of the Wingfield family. Mr. Wingfield provided the first and the major rift when he abandoned them. Amanda, Tom, and Dora, as 3 adults sharing the same home but with different ambitions, tiptoe around the truth with each other instead of strengthening their relationship with honesty. Next is fire escape. So this is also a symbol in the Glass Managerie. The fire escape is a portal of the Wingfield's apartment. As a symbol, it signifies the entrance and the exit from the Wingfield's illusionary world to the real world that starts at the bottom of the fire escape stairway. Tom, as narrator, speaks reflectively from it while still keeping his connection to his home. For Laura, it represents a path to a safety of her illusionary world when she turns her back on her stresses and expectations of the real world. After Tom and Amanda's fight in scene 3, Laura sleeps when she tries to walk down the stairs, showing her inability to enter the real world. When she stands up and says, "I am alright," she is still on the steps and can't go further. Tom sees and fire escape as a way out of the destructive home life, his coffin home. Next symbolism is gentleman caller. James O'Connor is a character who lives completely in a real world. He embodies the promise of the future. He welcomes the possibilities of achieving his dreams because he knows or thinks he knows that they will come true if he believes in himself and strives to make them a reality. During his conversation with Laura, he shares these beliefs about himself and tries to make her believe that the same about herself. Of course, Laura is not to be influenced by a lesson self-help and her vision is limited. So this is a symbolism of gentleman caller. Next is music. Tennessee Williams' strange stage directions frequently call for music to underscore key moments in the scene. The Glass Managerie themes repeats frequently throughout the play. Laura and Amanda associate music with the absent Mr. Wingfield, who left the family his Victrola. The Victrola player provides Laura an auditory escape and contrasts with the clicky clock of the typewriter, which reminds her of the failed attempt to attend business college. Laura also associates music with Jim, whom she met in the school chores. Jim, we are told, has a beautiful voice. So, music is also another symbolism in Glass Managerie. Next symbolism is movies. Tom escapes to the movies night after night, immersing himself in action adventure films, envisaging himself as the hero of narratives other than the one in which he is stuck. Yet the movies can only provide a temporary and therefore false escape. Tom goes to the cinema to live alternate lives, but he must always return to his own. The movies themselves are also code between within the play. Sometimes Tom does go to the cinema, but sometimes he uses going to the movies as a euphemism for drinking, a different sort of escape. The movies also provide commentary on the nature of theatre itself, just as a audience is escaping reality by watching a play. Tom escapes the reality of his play by watching theatrical spectacle. So next theme is about typewriter. For Laura, the typewriter symbolizes the confines of the business world that she escapes by walking in the park or immersing herself in her glass menagerie. For Amanda, the typewriter comes to signify both Laura's failure to finish her business course as well as Tom's failure to commit himself more fully to his warehouse job. For Tom, however, the typewriter serves as a means of escape from the confines of his world as he uses it to compose his manuscripts. As conclusion, we can say that the Glass Menagerie, in the whole play, Williams portrays the aspirations of escaping into an imaginary delusional world. This is a great and memorable play by him. So this is all about. Thank you for now and bye to all.